Thank you for coming this evening to our parent night for our incoming freshmen. We thank you very, very much for being here this evening. I know there's many other things you could have chosen to do, but we appreciate you being here tonight. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Michael Wahl, the principal here at Cistern Valley High School. And I want to introduce some of the main people that you're going to meet this evening. Standing over here, we have Ms. Franks. Wait, Ms. Franks, she is the freshman counselor. You will get to know her very well. Let's give Ms. Franks a big round of applause. We also have two of our assistant principals that are helping us out, pass out materials. They're doing a fantastic job. Mr. Dean Hofer, up there. Mr. Carlos Garza. One of our assistant principals couldn't be here tonight. She is doing Meet the Teacher night with her twin daughter, so she couldn't be here tonight. That's Ms. Dawn Sellers. A couple of other people that you will meet in your sessions later will be our academic dean, Ms. Michelle Rocha, and the other counselors that will be leading some of our parent sessions that are listed on your handout. We'll go over that in just a few minutes. So again, thanks for being here. We're trying to make it a very informative night for y'all so that we can make the first day of school for your freshmen the best it can be. So, we got feedback from years of having fish camps from parents, and we thought that we would do a top 10 list that they had sent us over the years of what parents didn't really get out of fish camp. This was the top 10 list of what new parents coming to high school that they would need to know. And this was the number one right here, when we ranked everything, it was parent tip number one, checking out your student early and what were the steps at our school. If you know ahead of time, your student drops off the note in the front office. The office will send them for a pass if they know they have a dental appointment or something. And then they come down to the front office and get the pass. A piece of cake. Your child can meet you at your car. You don't even have to come into the building. They'll come get the green pass. They'll go to your car. And then you just hand the green pass to our security guard. And you're out the door. You don't have to come in the building and sign them out. You're good to go. So there are some benefits to having a high school student. Right? That's number one. Here's parent tip number two. If there's an emergency, you need to get yours. How do I get my kid out of class if I didn't send a note? If it's unplanned. You'll call the main number and just let us know, hey, we need to pick up little Johnny early. Just remember that we're a very large campus, and that's an aerial view of our campus. It looks like a small community college if you haven't been here before. So it takes us a while to find the child, and they may be on the other side of the 40 acres, and they may have to walk all the way down to the front. So it may take a little bit longer if it's not a planned excuse. The third tip that parents said that they would like to get a fish camp. Returning from an absence, what do you do if a kid's absent? What do you do with that note? The student just brings the doctor's note to the front office called Student Services. Our staff and Student Services are responsible for entering the code as an absence. So all they have to do is come in the front door, drop it off, their job is done. That's it. They don't, I know, I think in junior high and elementary and middle school, they give it to their teacher, the teacher gives it to them, and sometimes they get lost. So they drop it to the Student Services, that we take it from there. Parent tip number 4, let your kid work with their teachers. We're trying to teach them how to be young adults and prepare them for the workforce or for college or whatever they choose to do when they leave as a high school graduate of Cistern Valley. It's hard. I mean, it's hard as a parent to do that, but balancing how much it is to let go or intervene. But know that the teachers are the best resource for you. If it comes to the point that you need to contact the teacher, they are the first contact because they will have the majority of the answers for y'all. And after that, if you're not getting the response from a teacher or you're not getting what you think is a fair treatment, that's when you'll call me or the assistant principals and we will help to resolve any conflict to help your child be successful at our school. All right, number 5, illness. What if your kid gets sick? If your child is sick at Cistern Valley High School, during the school day, they'll go to class and they'll get a pass and go see the nurse. That's just typically how it works. The nurse isn't just going to let them walk in. Unless it's an emergency, and obviously if they're like really sick and it's obvious because they're carrying a trash can or something like that, of course they're going to let them in. But if they're just saying, I got a headache, they're going to have to go get a pass and go to the nurse. It seems like when we give tests, that's when all the kids get headaches. So we want to make sure that we have a pass. All right, number 6, tutoring. How does my kid get tutoring? Our teachers are here early in the mornings. I mean, school doesn't start till 8:30 officially for first period, but they're here at 7:50, 7:45, and they have tutoring in the mornings. But the key is they need a pass. They either need a pass from the teacher to say they're allowed to go into the hallways to go tutoring, or they need a note from y'all, from a mom or dad, saying, my child needs to see Mr. Rathburn for math this date. And we have teachers stationed all around the building, and we don't let anybody in the hallways unless they have a pass. So we wrote an example pass of what you could write. This is the simple pass that you could write for your child. Very simple. As long as they have a pass. Some teachers have laminated passes that they have to the student at the beginning of the year, and they just use it all the time and keep it in their binder. That works really well. All right, number 7. This is a misconception. Printing is not free at Smithson Valley High School. So if they forgot to print something for a class and they have to run to the library to print something because they have a presentation or whatever, it's 10 cents per page for black and white. Colors are 25 cents. Or they can purchase a print card from the library that's $2 for 25 prints. Most people have printers at home, but sometimes kids get in a bind and they forget to print something out, and they need something really quick. That's at the library. When they get there, sometimes they're like, oh, I didn't know it was 25 cents. So that's something that they need to know. Textbooks. The man for textbooks is right there, Mr. Hofer. He's the guy. If you have any questions, he will answer them. But all the new adoptions have pretty much gone on to an online textbook and class sets of textbooks. They've gone away from everybody like the old school that I had. I carried high school books, 8 books around all day. They don't have those. There are class sets of books, and all textbooks will be delivered within the first 2 weeks of school. Number 9, schedules. There's still minor adjustments. We had a lot of you coming in today, finalizing the online registration, making schedule changes. Ms. Franks is working ferociously at changing schedules to make sure they're ready to go on Tuesday. And know that there will be some minor schedule changes within the first 2 weeks of school. First and 2 weeks of school, the balancing classes, schedule changes are still coming in. So the schedule that you received today, if you picked it up, it may change. But they're going to get their official schedule when they walk in the door Tuesday at their advisory period. Tuesday, when all Rangers come to school on Tuesday, they go to what's called an advisory class for about an hour and a half. And they'll get their official schedule. That's the one that they will follow. Number 10. I don't know if you know that traffic is really bad on 46. Who came from Bill Brown tonight? Anybody driving from Bill Brown? Ms. Franks, you drove from Bill Brown this morning. But traffic is really bad, especially the first week of school. It's rough. We had a lot of people dropping their kids off for school. We're expecting 682 freshmen. A lot of freshmen. Total, we're going to start school with about 2,560 kids. That was last count. That doesn't count any new enrollees that we put in the system yet. So we have a lot of people, we have a lot of drivers. So just know that we have a lot of buses, and that the first week of school, it can get kind of hectic. So get here early if you're going to pick up your child. Okay, so now we're going to talk about what's going to happen tonight. All right. What we've done is we really have revamped how we do our fish camp, and we would like to send a survey to you through text message once you're done. We'll send it later next week, but we want to get feedback from you who are here as to if it was successful, did it meet your needs, and if you could whip out your phone, you can send a text to this number. You put the 81010 in the to line, and you put the other part in the message line. It will send a text message and send a group text for us that we can send out to you of how successful this parent fish camp was. And we're going to do the same thing with the kids, because we really try to make it cater to the needs based on surveys that we passed out last spring to incoming 8th grade parents and also to 9th grade that we had the fish camp last year, so current 10th grade parents. So we're really curious to see all the work if we have met the needs to prepare you to feel confident that we will take care of your kid, and also that your child will be successful walking in the first day of school. Something totally different that we're doing is we are letting fish camp happen on Friday, which is tomorrow. Of course, your kids will be here, but they're actually going to walk their schedule for 7 periods, which is we want them to be able to walk in every class, see face-to-face who their teacher is. It's really, try to visualize where they're going for each period, and also see a friend or somebody that they can, hey, okay, you're in my first period class, you're in my second period class, just to make a connection so they don't feel so lost. Because it can be overwhelming. This is my second year at Smith Valley High School, and it's taken me a while to learn the different nooks and crannies of this big high school, so it takes a while. Everybody got that? I'm going to move on. All right, Meet the Teacher Night for us, or open house we call it, is September 9th. That is a Wednesday night from 6 to 8. That will be the chance that y'all, parents and will get to meet the teachers that evening, follow the schedule that your child's scheduled that evening, meet all the teachers. That is September 9th from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We will start in here with like a general meeting, and then we release you to all periods, 1st through 7th. So that is very, very important. We look forward to seeing all of y'all here that evening, so you can hear from the teachers. They can go over the syllabus that they're going to talk about, cover the material they're going to cover throughout the year, and you can put a face to the name that the teacher that your child's been talking about or complaining about since the first day of school. If they're complaining about it, that means the teacher's really doing a good job. So